Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phixem, and welcome back to the channel. I just want to thank you guys for joining along and being a part of this video because I haven't made one in about a month and some change. However, I decided to jump back into Sonic Mania. It's one of the games I had in my back list, and I was like, well, I need to create some content. I said, well, why don't I just play Sonic Mania? Sonic Mania's been pretty good. I like it, and it had me thinking about recent events. Polygon a couple days ago, if you may know, because I don't usually stay on top of what's going on in gaming news, in the sense of I don't necessarily post consistently because sometimes I really don't have the time to. But Chad Robertson put on his Twitter that this is my last week with Bioware. Chad Robertson is one of the head guys for Anthem. He actually put up a interesting update about the game, and he said, this is my last week with BioWare. I've been with the company for 14 years and I'm grateful for everything I've been part of here. And he names a couple other things in some other studios. I'm like, studios is that? He says he says BioWare are in good hands. You can expect great things ahead. I join as a fan now and look forward to playing BioWare games for years to come. I'm very excited about the next step for my journey in the game industry and looking forward to sharing that soon. And you know what? And I'm not saying that he should have stayed or he should have left. But this brings me to the thought that I had when I was actually loading up Sonic, and what I want to share with you guys is that Anthem's development has been historically bad. It was covered extensively. I can't remember the writer's name, but it was covered extensively by Kotaku in that in that article that released earlier this year, and which was very, very lengthy. And I was sitting there thinking to myself as I was going through Sonic, I was like, you know what? I remember a simpler time when we used to play games like this. When, as a musician, I love the music. You know what? The graphics aren't super great compared to what we have now. It's very platformy. It's nothing super great about the game aesthetic wise. Like it doesn't have like deep graphical elements to it, but the gameplay was simple and it was fun and you enjoyed it. Like nowadays, it seems, with the exception of a very few, and I say that, I say that with the grains. I say that with all the seriousness in the world. Very few studios that really care about these passion projects, that really care about putting out a fixed game. Like I'm even now, as I even talk about this game, I think about like what if, and I eventually get out of this part because I was actually stuck for a while. Like, what if like there was parts in Sonic that were broken that you couldn't get past? You know what I mean? Like, what if there was parts where he really had to go really fast and he really had to fly around and do like you see me doing now, but there was just parts that you couldn't get past because it was broken. You lose, like you know, it was a certain, if you killed a certain animal, like certain creature, it didn't matter how you killed him. Like I just killed that one. You lost a life because of some crazy bug. Like it's crazy. We didn't have to deal with that, but nowadays, with all the money and all these corporations that want to buy into games, because video games actually make more money than movies now. Excuse me, movies now. It's become this thing where it's just money making machine, and my heart kind of like went out for this. I'm like with this game because I was just like I just had so much. I had fun playing games like this, and not necessarily. I wasn't the biggest Sonic fan. You'll find bigger Sonic fans than I will. The rest assured. But I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, man, I remember when I woke up, and I would get up and I would sit there and get me a bowl of cereal. Haven't even washed my face. Didn't even brush my teeth. So excited about playing some of the box full of games that I had in my basement, on my Nintendo, on my Super Nintendo. We had a lot of games growing up. We had a lot of games, and we were passionate. It was fun. I wanted to get into it. Like back in those days, you would, in order for you to prove that you beat a game, like what I would do personally, I would finish the game and I would leave the game on the screen where it says "Congratulations, you won" until my brother came home, because I had to have proof that I beat it, and there was no other way that like I could actually prove to my big brother that I beat it. And it just made me fast forward, seeing the post from Chad Roberson, like thinking about the development cycle about that game, given everything I said, and I'm like, man, sometimes, and it's not with all games, but sometimes with these games, you want to get excited about, but you have to play this. Let me make sure this is the right deal. Let me check in, because so many of these studios lie. So many of these companies will mislead you, like Fallout 76. And here's the thing: even scummy practices aside, even if some of these companies, the EAs, the Bethesdas, the BioWares, even when they come out with something that they said they were going to come out with, a lot of times it's broken and it can't be used in the way it's intended to be used. For instance, Fallout 76 have this private servers that you can pay for. However, they're not private because people can get in them, which completely defeats the whole purpose. You know what I mean? And it kind of ruins it, because the people who actually love the game, people who actually enjoy it, they can't even defend it, because it's like, well, I want to love this game, I want to dedicate time to it, but you make it hard for the people who your faithful fan base. And it's just, I just had a moment of nostalgia and Ramble is all. So I just was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a video. Haven't made a video in a while. Haven't put out any content. This one I'm going to make. Excuse me. My coffee a little bit. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts. Like, I sometimes, as somebody who's been gaming for as long as I have, I'm 30, and like for those who ask, none probably will. But for those who ask, I've been gaming for a long time, and sometimes I just like, you know what? I just sometimes wish the principle behind games was still there, like it was back in the days growing up, where a lot of games where you grew up playing, they were complete games. And I get it, the things have gotten more expensive. I completely understand that. But I feel like, I'm a huge CD Projekt Red fan. I feel like we can all take a page out of their book. In other companies, I'm pretty sure there's some other ones that I can't think of at the moment, that will rather just delay a game. Like Naughty Dog delayed Last of Us Part 2 just so they can get it right. So we can have a complete game, so we can have it fixed. So when we're invested into a game, we can have the immersion, and we don't have to be ripped from that because of a broken game. So that's all the time I have. Thank you guys for joining the video. I'm going to try to drop some more videos and get back on my regular schedule during this holiday season, because there's a lot of games coming up. And we're always looking forward to that countdown of Cyberpunk 2077. So thank you guys for listening to me for these past some odd minutes. Thank you. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.